you guys? Welcome to the video. Before we jump into this video, there is a new video on the Quest Nutrition channel of Transformation, my show with Quest. This week is really cool and one that I've really been looking forward for you guys to watch. So this episode features Nick Bear, who actually is the first person on Transformation. There's a couple this season, but he's the first person on Transformation who did not lose a massive amount of weight. His transformation is more of an eating disorder that he was dealing with anorexia and things like that. So I'm really excited about this episode. And the episode is up. It'll be the first link in the description. We have a trailer for you guys to watch. So go ahead and watch this, and hopefully you'll watch the video.
So I did this video about my eating disorder, and it's crazy that I was sharing this information with the world when there's only 2 other people in the world that know about it. You know, I never thought that I would share it with people in the Army, because being in the infantry, there's kind of like this persona of being tough and you don't let your guard down and nothing really bothers you. Well, I had this problem before, and it has helped me become the person I am. So it's allowed me to share this story and help other people, I think.
It's such a powerful thing, you know, because people that are dealing with loose skin or are dealing with eating disorders, they feel like there's something wrong with them and that they're alone in it and that they're closed off from the world. But when they see people being open about it like you were,
right,
and realizing, okay, there's other people that are dealing with this too, I'm not alone in this. Let's jump into today's video. As you guys can see, the hair's getting a little bit longer, trying to do some stuff with it, a little bit of a faux hawk action there. But today I want to talk about this is like one of the, when people find out that I lost a lot of weight, this is one of the first questions they ask. So today I want to talk about why I lost weight. What was the click moment? What was the turning point for me? What was it and why did I do it? Like, how did I lose 180 pounds? What was it that pushed me to that point? I just want to kind of skip everything. You guys know that I gained weight my whole life, so I want to skip all the way to when I'm about 20 years old. So I'm 20 years old, out of high school for 2 years, maybe, no, 3 years. I graduated when I was 17. So I'm at high school, and I was working 2 jobs. I just felt like I wasn't doing much with my life. So I ended up getting invited to, I just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of where my head was at. So I ended up getting invited to a wedding, and I was really excited. It was my best friend Nolan. If you met him, he's been on the channel a couple times. It was his brother's wedding, but it was all the way in Utah. Now I was really excited, but the thing about this wedding was I had no clothes at all that were nice in my eyes, you know, to go to a wedding. Then started the really just hard process of trying to find clothes that fit me, that I was comfortable wearing, that looked nice in my own eyes, you know. So that's what I had to do. So I remember I went to the mall. I don't even know why I went to the mall, because literally nothing there fit me, right? And if it did, it was like at maybe like Casual Male XL, which is a store here in America that sells, you know, plus size clothing for men. That stuff is so expensive that it's not even worth my time. Honestly, like I was like, I can't afford any of the stuff there, because it's like 50 bucks for a t-shirt. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna spend that much money on a t-shirt. So I went to the mall. Obviously I found nothing. I still don't like doing this, but I never liked buying stuff online when I was bigger either, just because a 5XL in one size, because that's the size I wore. A 5XL in one brand can be completely different from another brand, so I just didn't trust buying things online, right? So I ended up going to Burlington Coat Factory, and I'm able to, they actually have a good amount of big and tall selection, right? So I find some stuff that I'm super stoked about wearing. So I find the stuff, found a shirt, some pants. Well, I got the Dickies somewhere else, because that's the only pants that fit me I wore a size 56-inch waist, and Dickies was the only place that made that big of a pant for me. So I found the stuff, and then we're ready to go. So we ended up driving to Utah, which is about a 13-hour drive from where I live, right? We get there. I remember when I first got there, I stepped out of the car and I was really lightheaded, and I remember thinking, oh, it's probably because I haven't drinking any water at all this whole trip. I made a bunch of excuses, right? Not because of my weight, but in the back of my head, like I would tell people, because they asked me, they're like, are you okay? I'm like, oh yeah, I just didn't drink any water, or the elevation's different here. But in the back of my head, I was like, I know that it's because of my weight, that whatever is happening, right? So we get there, I get lightheaded, and I have a crazy bad headache, right? So we get there, and I asked the bride-to-be, because we're staying staying at their house. They said, hey, do you have any like Advil or something? So she gives me some. And so everyone, and I kind of just sit down and I don't really move for the rest of the night. And there's like a party going on. Everyone's really excited. And they were asking me, are you okay? I was like, oh yeah, I just haven't drank enough water, blah, 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 right? In the back of my head though, I know this stuff is happening because of my weight, okay? So fast forward the next day. The next day is the wedding. I feel like I looked really good in the outfit that I brought. I was really excited. Like I felt like I just looked really good. But social situations, I didn't even want to be there really. I felt out of place. I just wasn't excited honestly about being there, which sucks because it honestly was a really fun wedding and I wish I could have enjoyed it more, but I was just, every single step I took when I was that overweight, I thought about what people were thinking about me and things like that. So I didn't really enjoy my time there. I wish I could go back and change time, but I can't. So but in my head though, I felt like I looked as good as possible. Like I was like, yes, this outfit's really good. Like I'm really excited about this. Super stoked, right? So fast forward, we drive back, we get back home, I'm doing my thing. The wedding pictures come out. I remember I was so excited to see them because I was like, man, all right, I looked good. Like I'm dressed up as much as I could be. And I saw the pictures and I was just like, devastated, you guys. I didn't even want to look at them anymore. I saw them and I just like was like, no, I don't even want to see them. It's crazy how when you're really overweight, especially for me, when I was really overweight, I could really just look at I would look in a mirror but only look at my face. Like that's all I saw. I would never look at a full body mirror. I would just pass them. I would not, like I don't remember if I ever looked at like my body naked just with no clothes on when I was at my heaviest. I honestly, like I try and think like that's one of the things I wish I did was take pictures of myself shirtless and you know when I was my heaviest, but I don't have those. But that's besides the point. So I didn't know what I looked like, honestly. Like I did not know what I looked like. Those pictures come out, devastated. Like I could not believe how big I was. I was like, what? That's really, like that must just be a bad angle. No, like that's what I looked like. But so this is all leading up to the point, okay? So all of this stuff that's happening in the back of my head, since I was a kid, I always wanted to lose weight. Always, always, always. So that was always in the back of my head. But, so this happens, but nothing changes. I don't change my eating habits. I don't change what I'm doing throughout the day. I don't change anything, okay? So, I'm watching Netflix, right? So this is fast forward maybe a couple weeks. So I'm watching Netflix. I've been binge watching a couple shows. I end up binge watching I end up binge watching a bunch of Miami Inc. So if you don't know what that is, it's a TV show where it's like a reality TV show where they show people's tattoos and they just kind of tell their story. Just a reality TV show, right? So I'd been binge watching it and I remember in the back of my head, and this is so silly when I think about it, but in the back of my head I remember thinking, because the only tattoos I had was this one and then this one, right? So the two on my forearms, okay? So in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I really want more tattoos in different places, like up here, maybe on my chest at some point. You know, I'm thinking that, but I'm also thinking I will never do that when I'm this size. Because I thought like my skin, well obviously, you know, skin changes when you lose weight. I thought that it just wouldn't look right. And I knew that if I got a tattoo on my chest when I was 360 pounds, nobody would ever see it. I would be the only one that ever saw it. So I just was like, man, that was always kind of in the back of my head. So that's kind of where my mind is at as I'm watching this show, right? I'm just really sick of where I am in life and what I'm doing and how I'm feeling. So that's all kind of culminating into this one point. So this is what happens. I'm watching Miami Inc. and a guy comes on. I wish I remembered the episode that it was, but a guy comes on that lost a lot of weight. And he's getting a tattoo to commemorate the weight loss. I don't even really exactly remember what tattoo it was, but he's getting a tattoo to commemorate the weight loss. And obviously, when he's getting the tattoo, the guy that's giving him the tattoo asks him, wow, how did you lose so much weight? Like, what did you do? And he said something along the lines of basically like, I just wanted to lose weight. He says something like that, and he says like, if I wanted like a cheeseburger, I would look in the mirror and say to myself, do I want that cheeseburger or do I want to be back where I was? You know, what do I want? What's more important to me, right? So obviously what he said to me, it wasn't exactly what he said, it's how I felt about what he said. Because when he said those words, in my head, I just realized, this is me. Like, I can't make excuses. I can't say that it's this person's fault that I'm overweight. I can't say that it's this person's fault that I'm overweight. It's me. This is my choice that I'm making. I'm the one that's doing this, right? And as I was watching Miami Inc., I'm at Panda Express, and I have a 2 entree plate of orange chicken and then fried rice on the side, right? So much food, and then a huge, huge soda. So I'm eating that and I'm watching this just feeling like, oh my gosh, like this is my fault. I am the one that's making these decisions to eat this food. I'm the one that's making the decisions to never go to the gym. I'm the one, so it just all kind of came down to stop blaming other people. It's not my brother's fault that he can eat the same food that I can and he's not overweight. It's not, you know, it's nobody else's fault but my own that I am this size at this point. You know, it's easy to blame maybe my mom if I wanted to, because like it's her fault that I gained weight as a child, but when you're 20 years old, I'm making my decisions. Nobody else is making my decisions for me, right? So I realized that. And I remember I finished the orange chicken and I finished the rice, but I remember in my head I was like, I'm doing this. I am going to do it this time. And I woke up the next day, I can't even explain, like it literally like I was reborn. Because I woke up with more just happiness and I just felt so ready. Like I was ready to change. I wish that I could give that feeling to everyone that's trying to lose weight. Honestly, I wish that I could just say, here you go. Like this is what you need. This is the inspiration that you need. This is what you need to lose weight. Because that feeling that I felt like in my heart, in my body, is what has motivated me this whole time. So I remember I woke up, I got a haircut, like I was ready to change myself, right? I got a haircut, I went to the store, and like I didn't know anything, you guys, completely lost about what's healthy, what's not, I didn't know anything, right? So I thought in my head, okay, a turkey sandwich is probably pretty healthy, right? So I go to Vons and I buy a turkey sandwich, a foot-long turkey sandwich, and I buy a water. And I just start from there. That's where I started. And then I start researching things on YouTube, but like that is why I decided to change. That moment, all of those things that culminated into me being ready and just my mind being in that spot. Like I said, I wish that I could give you that feeling that I had, but I can't, you know, but I just want to let you guys know that it is possible, you know, like you can do this. And like, I want you guys watching that might feel like, oh man, he just knows so much. Like, of course he's able to lose weight. Of course he's able to maintain because that's what he does. You guys, when I started, I had no clue what I was doing. I had no idea how to start. I had nothing. I was as lost as you can be. Like seriously, as lost as you can be. And I'm telling you that if you take the time to research, if you take the time to watch videos on YouTube, if you take the time to just learn, you can be where I'm at and much further than where I'm at. I'm not special. I'm not saying that I'm special, but you can do what I've done and you can do much, much, much more than I've done if you just take the time. I'm telling you, there's no secret. It is just hard work and time and dedication. And if you mess up, it's okay, because I mess up all the time. It's about how much are you gonna let that mess up affect you? Are you gonna just dwell on it or are you just gonna move on? So sorry, I kind of got off topic, but that's what the video is today, you guys. I just really wanted to have a video that explained why I decided to lose weight. So I hope that video helped you guys out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There's one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, look how buff I am.
Obey the warning signs, and when there are flashing lights or wigwags, don't attempt to cross until they come to a complete stop.